Pfizer made something called Ngenla. The drug name is actually called somatrogon. And what it is, this is brilliant, it's a once-a-week GH injection. Dave Palumbo here with an RxMuscle supplement and science review. Excuse the laryngitis, but it's an important topic. You know, when we talk growth hormone or we hear the words GH, the letters GH that is, everyone gets excited in the bodybuilding world, myself included. You know, it's a cool drug. It builds muscle, it burns fat, does a lot of cool stuff. Well, we got a new version of it out. Pfizer made something called Ngenla. The drug name is actually called somatrogon, and what it is, this is brilliant, it's a once-a-week GH injection. So you take the shot once a week, and you basically have growth hormone in your system for a full week. Now, this is great for kids who are growth hormone deficient, who could take, instead of taking a shot every day, or 2 shots a day sometimes, the dosing regimen is different for kids. They could take 1 dose a week. And it's brilliant how they figured this out. And I don't know who came up with this. I'd love to interview the scientists who came up with this. But they somehow decided that they were going to try this, and it worked. They somehow recombinantly combined the growth hormone gene, okay, with HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, the thing they give us on PCT to help your body start producing its own testosterone. That hormone, HCG was combined with growth hormone, and the HCG component lost its ability to do what it normally does. It doesn't stimulate the testicles to produce testosterone anymore, but what it does is it prolongs the life of growth hormone in the bloodstream so that the binding proteins don't bind it up and deactivate it. So it allows the GH to remain active for a full week, 7 days. Which is incredible. I don't even know who would have thought to even combine these two. I mean, it's a brilliant, solution to a problem. Now, how could that help the bodybuilder, right? We know it's going to help children, obviously, because no kid wants to take a shot every single day, okay? I mean, I remember when I used to go to the doctor for vaccinations. You go to the doctor once a year or maybe every 6 months. I don't remember what it was when I was younger. And I would dread, I'd be like, Mom, am I getting shots? I mean, it was like the worst anticipation of all time. You would think that, they were going to torture me at the time. But kids don't like needles, all right? They hurt. But now with once a week injections for this new product, Ngenla, I think it's going to be really, really good for kids. But for bodybuilders, we like convenience too. And if the stuff works as well as growth hormone, this might solve a lot of problems. And it might be cheaper. Now, it might be more expensive. I don't know. Because I don't think the Chinese are making generic versions of this yet. But, if you have access, to Pfizer GH, or I don't know if these compounding pharmacies will start making it or even selling it, which will be interesting, it could be something that, for rejuvenation purposes, a lot of people will use, because older people don't want to take a shot every day, and if they want to do GH, this could be another option. Now, the dosing regimen is a lot different. From what I understand from reading online, it's 0.66 milligrams of the GH per kilogram that you weigh. So let's, for the math purposes, let's assume that you're 100 kilograms, all right? So I'm almost 100 kilograms now. That's about 220 pounds, okay? So for a 220-pound man, you would take 100, you'd have to multiply 100 kilograms times 0.66. That would be 66 milligrams of GH of this Ngenla per week. Okay, now regular GH, and I'm assuming it's the same conversion, is 1 milligram of GH equals 3 IUs. So if you're taking 66, for the ease of sake, let's say it's 60, okay? That would be 180 IUs once a week you'd be doing. Sounds like a lot of GH. So that's for growth deficient kids. So they always give them more because they're growing the long bones. So I'm thinking probably a third to a quarter of that would be the bodybuilding dosage. So I'm thinking if it's your 100 kilograms and the kid dosage is 60, would be 60, then I would divide that by 3 and probably say about 20 milligrams per week is probably about right, which is about 60 IUs of GH. Seems like a lot still. It's about 8 IUs of GH a day it comes out to. But, I think that would be reasonable to see if the stuff works. I don't see any other dosing regimens out there because I don't think anyone's using it yet. But I'm kind of going off of my experience, personally, using growth hormone in the past and making conversions from children's dosage, which is much higher always on a kilogram per milligram basis because they have to grow long bones versus the bodybuilder who's just trying to grow muscle. And obviously the more you use, that's not good either because you get more side effects. So I think that would be a safe dose. Now it'll be interesting to see and I have a friend who's going to try it. He's the one who turned me onto it and told me about it and said, hey, do you know anything about this? And I started doing some research on it. And I wanted to find out how the stuff worked. And it was, because it's really a pretty brilliant idea. And they don't really explain it. You have to really dig into the literature online to figure out what they did. But they took that HCG molecule and the GH molecule, and they somehow combined it together, and they get this long-acting growth hormone. It's brilliant, brilliant science by the Pfizer people. They've been testing it. They know it works. The blood levels are sustained. You're getting the same results from the growth hormone that you would get if you took regular GH. So it's not like a different type of GH. The GH is not going to affect you different. It shouldn't work better or worse than regular GH. It should just be a sustained, type of shot. Now, what's going to happen in our bodybuilding world. I know bodybuilders very well. I know the way they think because I'm a bodybuilder, right? They're going to say, well, what if I take one shot of the Ngenla per week and then I take a daily shot of GH on top of that, or IGF-1, or both? Will that be better? And I'm sure people are going to try it. It doesn't seem like it would be additive. In other words, if you're already taking enough and it's being slow released into your bloodstream, on a daily basis from this weekly shot, I don't think taking more is going to do. In other words, I think it might be too much, is what I'm saying. I don't think you're going to get better growth results. But I'm sure someone out there will experiment and try it. It won't be me. I'm a thyroid cancer survivor. I'm not using any growth hormone anymore in my life. But someone out there will try it. It's just, I like to bring this technology, okay? And I like to bring the science to the forefront so that people can start thinking about this, because I don't know if a lot of people know about this new drug that's coming out. And it's out. It's not like it's coming out. It's out. It's been out. And I know the drug reps are starting to push this stuff now, and that's probably how this person contacted me and was asking my opinion on it. And I said, let me do a little research. I dug up and I'm like, this is a very interesting, by the way, growth hormone formulation. And I like that it's being made by Pfizer. I like the fact that it's controlled in the sense that if you get the real stuff, because there is no fake stuff right now, it's going to work. And that's another thing, with all the fake GH that's out there, it's going to take a while before, and I don't think anyone's even going to bother to fake this stuff because it's just too complicated, right? So if I were you guys, if it is available, if you know people who have it, you might want to give it a shot. And let me know how you like it. Let me know how it works. I got my guinea pigs out there trying it. They're going to give me their feedback on it. It's a super exciting compound. It's called Ngenla. And the actual drug name, once again, is somatrogon. Check it out. Dave Palumbo with an RxMuscle supplement and science review.